Scorpio, this is your tarot forecast for November 2015. And I know a lot of you have questions about what's going on in your life. How are things going to open up and expand? And so I've created a great tool for you. I'm going to be speaking about it here towards the end. So you want to follow through to hear exactly what tool I've created for you that you can use anytime, anywhere, whenever needed. I am so excited to launch this, and I'm so excited to see what you think, and I trust you will come to love it. I'm loving what I'm seeing here because as you're transiting out of October, which seems, by the way, to have been a very good month for you, is now opening up the door to November, where I feel there's such a partnership taking place somewhere around you. Of course, this could be with your significant other, but it could also be partnering up with or working closely with somebody here that is very enthusiastic and inspiring, great sense of humor, but also somebody who is a doer. This is a fiery person, and it is a male. So whatever this partnership is or this collaboration, I feel for you, actually, it can come to open up a couple of new doors for you. And I'm saying a couple because it doesn't look like just one. October seemed to have been really good. And if you listen to that forecast very early on there in September, you might have already forgotten what October was all about. But I'm seeing here in your November reading that October must have been really, really good, because here you are. You have like a flying start, if I can put it that way for you. And this is really opening up, I won't say a can of worms, but it is opening up a question where you're thinking, now what? Where do I go from here? Because apparently there might be some choices that are needed to be made due to whatever new things that October had opened. And now you're having to take some stance on it. And not really seeing doubt, because it looks good, it sounds good. I see that you're really open and willing to go for what these perhaps new opportunities may be, but still there might be a decision that's needing to be made. As long as you're still holding a little doubt, and I always say this, when I see doubt, recognize doubt as your friend, not your foe. It just means that you haven't reached that point of being convinced quite yet. And whenever in doubt, it just means that you still need to wait, be a little bit more patient for whatever information or news that will come in, which will leave you feeling with that sense of conviction. Once you have that, then you're all aligned, and then you can take action. Somehow I feel too that maybe some of this that you're needing to make a choice or a decision on might even have to do with how you're making your money. So you really want to take time to figure this one out and be very clear before anything. But I'm seeing that clarity coming. There is something now that is going to fall into place. Whatever doubts you had, you will feel convinced because there is joy. I see you cutting to the core of something and then feeling that that security that you're looking for is now starting to find its roots. So that is good. And that is just how the month is starting up. And the month, I feel here for you as well, is really, what should I say, giving you a sense and a feel of grounding. There's security way down into your roots. And for that, I feel there's expansion. It will allow you a little bit more, maybe even time off at home, or maybe a little bit more time off with the family. Now, that is something that is always very important to you, Scorpio, is the interaction with family members, and making sure and looking out for that, that they're feeling well, that they're happy, balanced, and safe. And so I see that you're being able to balance a little bit more there. There could come some insights, something new from maybe a family member. I feel this is joyful news. It might even be surprising news. In that surprise, I think it's connected to something that may be a new door opening up. And it looks like it's coming from an area of creativity or new business. But this is not you. This could be through a family relative, perhaps. And I'm seeing, though, that this is something that's very inspiring to you as well. And I see how you're really happy for this person. Your day-to-day life, I'm seeing that you're doing better about drawing boundaries. You took on so much earlier, and you're capable. You are fully capable of stretching, and you know that. And I feel that this month is coming to a point where you're thinking, do I always need to stretch, and go beyond my limits? Or could I work a different way so I don't have to stretch that much? So your subconscious mind is going to be working on this, mulling over it, and it's all good. I feel not only is it good, it's actually inspiring you to look at how maybe 2016 could be changing things up in this matter, but it's going to take a little time to figure out that pathway that you're apparently starting to carve out for yourself. In your relationship this month, there might just be something here that needs to be looked at or worked at or go deeper into. It could be an issue that might have been laying there for the right time, because it's not always just the right time to bring up certain matters. But it looks like this month is, and you are empowered. In fact, here for you, Scorpio, this is your birth month as well. So you're having a new solar return. So whenever you feel that time is right, I see you voicing it, and voicing it in a very gentle but firm way. So you're releasing some of these things that you might have been holding on to. This is really invigorating. It's invigorating because why? Now that you have shared your thoughts, you're more apt to feel free, to take the reins, to steer your own vehicle now towards the direction that you feel is super important. I see this passion coming up in you where you're now heading down a super highway. I'd like to put it that way. Why? Because when I see this kind of intensity, it shows me your drive. And when you're this driven, it's like try to hold back the wild horses, right? And maybe, I can't say for sure, but maybe this whole situation that I'm outlining right now may tie into what we saw earlier in the reading, where you were deciding maybe to go on a different path, maybe through some collaboration or into a new project. And maybe you've been holding that close to heart before you're sharing it with your partner. It could be. But now that you have found your conviction and you figured out that, yes, this will work for you, the family, the children, and all this, then here you go. And I see how you're really now going to start deepening yourself into certain research. And that research is all about aligning yourself, like building up towards whatever shift or change that might just be coming up here in the way that you work, or it could also be your career and tweaking the way you're working, as if maybe it just is a certain project that has come to an end, and then researching how you can get into this new area, this new project. So it's going to be busy. You may not have all the time in the world to be super social here in November, but that's okay for you, because as long as you're driven like I see you are, you have, all your ducks in a row, and it looks like your calendar is already marked in with things to do. So you're following that, and that's giving you the navigation that you need, but you're feeling extremely proud of yourself. Come to the end of November, I'm seeing how you're feeling that you have used your competence, your strength, your accomplishments is showing both to yourself and starting to show outside too. You were working silently within at first, but now you're bringing it out. And whoa, December is opening up beautiful energies for you. So you will have that in next month's reading. But I'm seeing how the transition between November and into December is really you now bringing it all together and feeling that you are blessed. And how good is that? So I have a new channel, and it is called Pick 3 Cards. You can find it on YouTube, or you can also find it on my website anytime, also called pick3cards.com. So The thing is, you hold a question in your mind, you go pick 3 cards, and then you listen to the answer. Here's a little test so you can see what you can expect. And then afterwards, I'll put up the link. You go straight there and start asking your questions and see what answers you're going to get back. Now, here we have somebody who exudes power and intelligence. This is a man that we all look up to. We respect him. He's got integrity. He has lived up to his higher potential. And this is a man above all men, all the other kings in the zodiac. And it is because he lives true and authentic to his heart. He follows the guidelines of foundation in life for good rules, good integrity. It's definitely somebody that you can trust. If this man has showed up for you now in your question, you may expect this type of a person now to show up around you here in the very near future that will be supportive to you. It could be a father figure, it could be a boss, or somebody that you look up to and respect. It might be a soulmate that comes in, and in that case, you will come to see in this persona that he reflects many of the facets of the diamond, meaning that you can come to recognize certain traits from the men that you have met along your path, and so you will feel very safe, very comfortable with him. And normally, well, it is definitely somebody that you can tie very, very good liaisons with.